So what happened?
All right. New Shoe0nHead video. Let's go ahead and get into it. Let's see what Kami Mommy has to say. Oh, this girl, yes. Smash. I'm pretty sure her and I are the exact same age, down to the day. I'm pretty sure she has the same birthday that I do. So, I already know. W. Complete W. Same birthday, same year. Fucking W. Shoe0nHead. W. All right.
So what happened? Well, a few weeks ago, our government
This is while we're
had
at war, by the way. So let's see what she has. I haven't watched this. It's
yeah,
not
that's
pre-watched.
so Raven premonition. They had a vision. And
Sar, do not dox me like that. Delete your fucking comment right now. I'm just kidding. What's it called when they do the pointy thing with the makeup by the eyes?
they saw into the future. They saw that Iran
JK.
was going to attack Israel. So we went ahead and attacked Iran. Now we're in some bullshit war. No, I am not joking. That's basically what happened. Despite the Pentagon saying there was no proof Iran was going to attack, it came to us in a dream. Source, we made it the fuck up. Now, there are many reasons floating around for this war. Israel, China, Russia, oil, Iran being 2 weeks away from having a nuclear bomb for the past 40 years, bringing democracy to Iran, and many other.
Also, by the way, I do think it's important to stay up on certain like events. Is this her hair real or wig? She'll put on wigs randomly. I think this is her real hair. Whenever she does little like skit bits, then she'll throw in a blonde wig or a solid blonde wig. I do think it's good to stay on top of like cultural events. It was kind of sad, man. There was this girl at work that was actually asking me about everything that was going on. She was concerned that World War III was about to happen, and she's like, I used to have these types of discussions with my dad all the time, but she apparently had a stroke, so she had nobody to really talk to about politics or what's politically going on. So I do think it's important to stay on top of it to a certain degree, just so you're aware and you can expect. Like, for example, it's cool to stay in the know. So whenever I fucking pull up to a gas pump and I see it an extra $1.50 higher, I'm like, what the fuck's happening now? I want to try it on myself. Are you talking about the makeup? See if I can be hot like her next time I am. Can I dude it up for you? Yeah, of course. All right.
Other things, and we can discuss those things. Maybe it's all those things at the same time. But there is one thing I feel is just not getting enough attention. And that is the many
I can see the Sims have allegations, by the way, Star.
people in our government who believe in a literal doomsday prophecy about this war and are possibly pushing our president to take the necessary steps to make it happen. No, I am not joking. No, this is not a conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
This is not the Candace Owens channel. This is
If they're talking about eschatology, yeah, I could see an argument for people believing that eschatologically we are heading towards Armageddon or the rapture or whatever, because they'll start quoting stupid fucking verses like there will be wars and rumors of wars and all this other shit. And none of those things Christ ever said was an indication that he was returning. Read it again. None of that was. He said those things must happen.
is a real thing, and we gotta talk about it. Now, I know I keep saying the next video is going to be a slop video. I know, I'm sorry, but things just keep happening.
I do not forgive you, Shoe0nHead. I do not forgive you. Bring back the slop. What are you doing? I don't have Saturday morning content because we're not talking about the juicy trash takes. Come on, what are you doing?
But that's okay, it will be over quick, and then we can get to the more important issues, like making fun of women on TikTok.
Thank you,
So in this video,
mommy.
we will talk about this f***ass war. We will discuss the strange characters who are encouraging it, the doomsday cult they belong to, and I will crash out a little bit. Okay.
Oh, nice.
A lot of it. The Iran war is an extremely hot topic that affects literally everything, from the stock market to gas prices to possible World War III. It feels like
Yeah, that's another reason. It's good to kind of understand what's going on so you're kind of prepared. As someone who has had a hand in building the fun bits of our wonderful unhealthcare system, our defensive systems are still light years ahead and are holding just fine. Yeah, and to think that they aren't is delusional, to say the least. We do, yeah. For some reason, the U.S. is just diced to the fucking socks with our military power. It's crazy. At least, you know, it stresses me out. I can't do it. That's the reason why I do it. I think most men do it because they like to stay informed, and we let you women just live in la la land doing whatever the fuck It is what it is. And you know what? I'm okay with it. I like it.
I wake up every morning and like 5
Also, news is fake. Shut the fuck up, Star. What are you doing? Someone ban her. Get her out of my chat right now. News is fake. Okay, mainstream media is fake. We can agree on that. We can agree on that. We can agree on that. They only show you whatever agenda they're trying to push. That's fair. That part is fair. I thought you were going to start saying that news is fake, as in like none of it's real, that it's all complete dead internet. And yeah, I just can't with these zany, wacky shit. I can agree. There are some agendas that are being pushed depending on what side they are captivated by politically. So, okay.
Major historical events have happened while I was sleeping overnight. So it's pretty hard to keep up with the news lately. And that's why for 5 years now, I have been using today's sponsor, Ground News.
That's what you need, Star. Oh my God, we got to listen to this ad so Star knows that there's such thing as Ground News.
So let's quickly give them a shout out before we get into this video.
Wow, talk about a sponsored rollout. I wish I was sponsored by Ground News.
Shall we? Ground News is a website and an app that gives readers a fun, easy, and transparent way to read the news from all across the political spectrum. From left, right, and center. Every story comes with a quick visual breakdown of political bias that helps you understand
God, she's so hot. Help. See, it's my wife that's the biggest fucking gooner.
the full story and really make sure you're seeing both sides. It even tells you who these outlets are owned by, which is really cool. Ground News makes it really easy to compare headlines to see how political bias can really affect the framing of a story. For example, this story about
the blonde hair and glasses get me also. I get it.
About how Trump says he's postponing strikes on Iran power plants. A right-wing outlet covered it like, oil goes down and the stock exchanges go back up to the green after Donald Trump talks about Iran. And a left-wing outlet covered it like, surprise, Trump tacoed out of his plan to obliterate Iranian power plants.
Dude, yeah, the headlines like deviating, it's a little crazy. But yeah, Ground News, Star, it's perfect for somebody like you.
As you can see, very different vibes here. One of my favorite features on Ground News has to be the blind spot feature, which shows you news stories that have been covered by one side of the political spectrum and ignored by the other. For example, here's a story about how Trump is still more popular than Kamala Harris and Gavin Newsom, despite everything that's going on. But they're still gonna run them in 2028, aren't they? 29 sources covered this, 70% of them were right-wing, and only 15% were left-wing, probably because it's a little embarrassing. I have been using Ground News for years now. It is one of the first apps I look at when I wake up in the morning. But don't just take my word for it. Even the Nobel Peace Center called it an excellent way to stay informed, avoid echo chambers, and expand your worldview. Best of all, I am currently offering 40% off their Vantage plan, which is the plan I use to get all of their amazing features. So go to ground.news/shoe, that's ground.news/shoe, or use the QR code right here on screen, or the link in the video description. I think what they're doing is really important, especially right now. I feel like we need to see the news in a more transparent and balanced way. It is just a really great app and I recommend it. So thank you Ground News for sponsoring this video, and thank you the viewer for not skipping the ad.
That's
as always. Right?
Yeah, I didn't skip the ad this time. I promise. I didn't. I did last time and it scared me. I had the fear of God put in me. Shoe0nHead laid the hammer. She laid the meat on the table. And I said, you know what? I'm just never doing it again. I'm just never doing it.
Now let's get back to the video.
Okay. All right. Finally.
Happy day 24 of the special 2-week military operation, everybody. We did it.
I wish you would lay the meat on the table. Star, you fucking gooner.
Mission accomplished. I feel like every day I wake up and Trump is like, we won. And then something else blows up. And then again, he's like, we won. And then we're back at
Why'd you put the meat on the table? You wanted to.
war, but it's not a war. But we won.
Got him with the system of a now represent 2026, the year of our Lord. Boy, got him. Okay. Like I said, Gooner's gonna go. You're right.
Won the war. Hey, maybe it will be over by the time this video uploads, because apparently Iran wants to talk to JD Vance. JD Vance is apparently the peacemaker here.
That's fucking funny. They're like, can we please talk to... It's like, can you put mom on the phone? I don't want to talk to dad right now. Can you put mom on the phone, please? Please.
Imagine the Iran war. Imagine possible World War III.
Put mom on the phone. I'm scared.
in the hands of a Shoe0nHead fan.
Oh, that is right. JD Vance says fall his shoe. That's fuck. I love America. Jesus fucking Christ. I love the US. I love this country that I live in.
All gonna die. People word for word, bar for bar, repeating the NPC talking points that we heard during the Iraq War. This Middle Eastern country is building weapons of mass destruction. They hate America. We're gonna bring them democracy. It's all the same shit. It's all the same people pushing for this shit. Only this time we have social media and we are seeing war propaganda from all sides being debunked right in front of our eyes.
Hey, JD's wife is hot too. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, she is. The internet would totally, they would totally agree with you, Bill. They wouldn't be able to agree on which one you're talking about, but they totally agree with you, Bill. All right, I continue.
Social media has like truly been the worst
fucking love the US
thing that has ever happened to the government. Imagine like getting away with decades and decades of propaganda now being debunked in real time by people called like PP Poo Poo 69.
That's fucking
brutal.
Hilarious. Yeah.
Sorry, I have to like white balance my camera. I'm using it's story time.
10 out of 10 book. Polar bear. What do you hear? 10 out of 10 W's in the chat for the book Polar Bear.
I'm gonna be the new Miss Rachel. Today's number is 7, and we're gonna talk about Tower 7. Anyway,
why does it still exist? It didn't fall. It didn't collapse after the World Trade Center. Okay, all right, that's too much. We're continuing.
I'm not the kind of person that's like, oh, I hope Iran wins. That's like, I saw people saying that, like, that is psychotic. I don't want to go down with the USS Great Satan. You know what I mean? Like, if we're in a war, I want to win the war. I just don't understand why there has to be a war. We know regime change doesn't work. We've tried this already. It never works. We always make shit worse. We're not the world police. There are so many people all over the world suffering.
The reason why people want Iran to win is because they hate the US. Because most of the people that want Iran to win either have vested interest in the Ayatollah type of regime over there, or they are Americans. They are liberal Americans that fucking hate the US because they think the US stands for everything that is evil and corrupt in this world, even though the US has given millions of people a complete chance at a prosperous life. So yeah, that's just how it rolls.
But our priority as America is to take care of Americans. And the American people are suffering. And now we're asking for $200 billion for war. $200 billion. Notice nobody's like, who's gonna pay for that when it's shit like war, but when it's...
And you know what's funny is a lot of people attack Shoe0nHead because they think that she is just like she is far right. And this is not a far right take. And you know what? The people that are right wing in her audience will be like, okay, cool. They're not going to attack her or anything like that. There might be one fucking fanatic, you know, the exception is not the rule, so on and so forth.
For your mom's diabetes medication, pull yourselves up by your bootstraps. $200 billion while American situations have not gotten any better. In fact, they're just going to get worse now. Everything is going to get more expensive, but that's okay, apparently. That's okay. That's not a concern.
The U.S. economy is fundamentally sound, and that if it were to be extended, it wouldn't really disrupt the U.S. economy very much at all.
Oh, bullshit. Yes, it's gonna it's gonna disrupt. What the fuck are you talking about? This is delusional. Saying it's not gonna disrupt. Yeah, shut the fuck up. Just cash in the IOU we got from Ukraine. Easy, guys. Why the fuck don't we? Yeah, no, we need some help over here.
Hurt consumers, and we'd have to think about, you know, if that continued, what we would have to do about that. But that's like really the last of our concerns right now. Consumers,
that's what we are to these people. Just good little obedient bug people gonna go see a Marvel
$5 diesel. Yeah, that won't trickle down to you, right?
Movie, maybe buy a Labubu, eat a little Dubai chocolate. We have no soul, no lives, no families to take care of. We are just consumers. And when we can't take care of those families, you know what their solution is? What's their solution? Take fewer trips to Starbucks.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid. That's always been a dumbass. That's been okay. Wait. No. 2 parts of my brain here fighting. Yes, part of that's stupid. And Star immediately jumps in the chat. Part of that stupid, part of it's fucking not, because we did the math one time. Star, just go ahead and post how much were you spending a month on Starbucks. Just post it. Just post it. Speaking of, how dare you ask me right now? I don't care if you go get scooters. Like, that's our Saturday thing. It's not as bad as it was. $5.69 for diesel yesterday. It wasn't pleasant. Nope, not at all. Anyhow, so yeah, go ahead and post how much you spend on Starbucks. So on one hand, this sounds like a dumb argument. On the other hand, yes, it's pretty bad. It's pretty fucking bad how much we spend on bullshit. If it's in the budget, that's okay. I'm with Caleb Hammer on this one. If it's within your budget and you can spend Starbucks, last February I spent $350 on coffee at Starbucks alone, not including breakfast or lunch or other things. And that's honestly way less. Yep. Last February. Yeah, a year ago. That's actually not nearly as bad as whenever we first started dating. It was upwards of $500 to $600. That's almost a fucking rent payment. Well, that's like half a rent payment on just fucking fraps.
If I say what I am thinking, I will be banned off YouTube, so I will simply be silent. Gas is gonna be like a fucking $1 billion, but that's okay, guys. Short-term pain, long-term gain.
This is a short-term disruption.
If somebody said, yeah. Helps if you put some K-Watt around the gas cap. Yeah, but nope, it was non-consensual, so that would just make it even worse. And it was $750 before me, so it was straight up your rent. Yep, you couldn't pay your rent on time because of it. And she was like, I fucking hate men. Men are the problem. Just kidding. That's just funny. All right.
For the long-term gain.
Short-term pain for the long-term gain.
Short-term pain be for
Yep,
long-term gain.
We're going to have some short-term pain with long-term gain.
Short-term pay for a long-term gain.
Some short-term pain, yes, but we've got some long-term gain.
Short-term pain.
Yeah, sure. This seems to be the motto that we're yelling. Here's the issue that I have with it is, like, we've seen this with COVID. We've seen this in 2008. We have seen this time and time again. Things start to go up, so we have to inflate everything, and they never drop back down. They always have this fairy tale bullshit idea of it'll eventually, the market will stabilize, and maybe what we get paid kind of catches up, but it continues to inflate. It never catches back up. It never does, ever. Coffee is from Satan anyway. Oh yeah, Star saying, I need your help and I can't do it myself. Why do you think I need help? Oh, a little man is gonna come save me? You were the worst. That is funny. Yeah, dude, this is the issue, is that we have this fairy tale idea that the market's going to settle, and then just never does. Prices just stays inflated.
In for American consumers.
Short term is highly outweighed of the long-term benefits.
Some short-term pain for the long-term gain.
What in the NPCS is
Yeah,
this?
this is NPC.
It is your
NPC
patriotic
fucking
American duty to unplug the TVs in your parents' and grandparents' house right now. Destroy their satellite dishes. Log them out of Facebook. It is up to us to stop the boomers from sending the Zoomers to another war in the Middle East. The amount of people who were anti.
Also, Star, Chad, don't listen. She's gassing me up. She's just trying to get my card so she can go get her some scooters. You know, scooters is frugal. It's good coffee. Don't listen to her. She's gassing me up too much. I fucking knew it. I called it. I knew it. Also, if you want the card to go get you some, that's fine. I'm not gonna go get it because I'm streaming right now. But yeah. If you want to, just poke your head in here and I'll hand you the card. All right.
Regime change war like last Thursday who have completely 180'd is fucking insane. I literally have no theory of mind for being that hyper partisan brained. Like, a lot of these people are just
dude,
like, totally
everything is ultra, everything has to remain within party lines, and I don't fucking understand why we can't be a little bit more centrist about some things. Market can never stabilize when the feds inject money to balance it out, or backs absolutely insane mortgage loans being handed out that we all know won't be paid back. So it becomes responsible to average working class taxpayer. Welcome to the machine. Exactly. That's just how it is. And I think what happens is, it's funny because we see so many young people that are pretty left wing as we graduate high school and stuff like that. And it seems like this is a time as a flat circle, and it always happens this way. you know, we grow up and we have these fairy tale idealistic standards that we are envisioning, and we see that it doesn't happen that way. Life works a certain way because life works a certain way. So yeah, it doesn't happen that way. Things rise and they never go back down. This happened in 2008. Guess what? I was graduating high school around that time. Shit never came back down. And the people that are graduating around COVID, same thing. They're going to see that. Prices for fast food and everything else spiked through the fucking roof. They never came back down. They're like, oh, after COVID, everything will be fine. Sorry, we already saw it. We already lived through it. I'm sorry to the people that graduated through COVID. You're probably now seeing it too. You're like, oh, fuck, yeah, damn. At least they got 1% to 2% mortgage rates. That's true. Mine was 3%. I got very lucky with it because somebody was panic selling. So there is some wins that we can get here and there. But yeah, just overall, shit don't change, man. It's the same bullshit. Damn, it's the same bullshit. Always the same bullshit. Back when Taco Bell was cheap. Yep, no longer. $30 fucking at a Taco Bell for 2 people, more than likely. Yeah, it's crazy. That shit's crazy. Worst part about COVID and post-COVID was the permanent removal of all-day breakfast at McDonald's and the 24-hour Walmarts. What the fuck? Oh, I just muted it. What the fuck just happened? Excuse me. Sorry about that. Let me get back to the video. If you're watching on YouTube, I apologize. Welcome to the shit show.
A lot of these people are just like totally for this now because it's Trump.
I muted the video. 1.9% these bitches bank want to refinance you.
Doing it. Some of you are cattle. Some of you are weak. You are submissive and breedable. The only politician I simp for is Huey Long, and that's because he's dead and can't disappoint me. The worst part about this whole war thing is not the death and destruction and possible economic collapse and nuclear fallout, but the fact that it's good for the Democrats.
Bill, I just seen that. Thanks, Bill. Appreciate supporting the coffee fund. That's so fucking funny.
They will probably win midterms, and if things get worse, they will probably win 2028 too. Without learning any lesson, without changing at all, they will literally run on Orange Man bad and win. I am tired of politics. I am tired of voting. Take away the 19th Amendment. I don't want it. I don't want it. You can have, the men can have it.
Shoe just said, take it away. Take it away from me. I don't like this women's suffrage. I don't like it at all. Take it back. Leave this shit to the boys.
The men can deal with it. I'm done. I'm tired of voting for pee-pee or poo-poo and always getting diarrhea. I'm done.
But pee-pee good and poo-poo bad.
Sorry.
But men can pee-pee outside.
Mommy's not mad. She's just disappointed. Anyway, like I said, there are many stated reasons behind this war. One of the things people blame this war on a lot is Israel. Many people believe that Iran was not an immediate threat to us, and that this is just another conflict that Israel is dragging.
Okay, I can understand why people think that Iran was not an immediate issue. I do also understand that Iran would very likely be a very big issue. A very big issue someday. So, on one hand, I see and understand what this regime is capable of. I actually have people that I know that are out there that are experiencing it. And I'm not going to reveal too much information, but a large portion of their family had to flee and stay here on their visas temporarily with family. Just so they wouldn't be fucking killed, because I mean there was like 40,000 people that fucking Iran just decided to like, you're done because you don't like our system, fuck you, you know. So do we trust somebody like that with nuclear power? No, I'm just gonna say it, chat. I don't think we trust people like that with nuclear power. They would nuke themselves. I don't like that. Probably should not be trusted with that type of power, especially considering the downfall that they've had since the 70s is insane. You know, this used to be a free country. It was looking a lot like ours. But yeah, they've had a fall from grace ever since they implemented the Ayatollah and the clerics, all that bullshit.
Us into making us fight their war for them. Because of this and everything that's happened in Gaza,
see an argument for that
Israel's
as well.
PR is in the toilet. Polls are showing Israel is becoming extremely unpopular, especially with young people. It's getting so bad that the Israeli government literally had to pay internet influencers to say good things about them. No, I'm not kidding. This is a real thing that happened.
And honestly, let's let the world change their view as they need to. You know, I don't think that this trying to push for Israel is not really going to do anything for them, because as of right now, it seems like they are so far more advanced and everything. It seems like they're bullying the Middle East, and they're also bullying and captivating even America, and people just aren't going to vibe well with that in the long run. So let them destroy themselves as far as their image goes. What they've tried to do and what has happened, especially here in the US, especially here in the Bible Belt, is we're captivated because we feel like Israel is God's promise, Israel being Christ, not the actual country. Yes, there's plenty of implications there. We're not going to turn this into a Christian type of video, but we've become very captured by that, and we feel like we have to defend the Lord's country, all this other bullshit. I'm sorry, but the Lord's a big man. I don't need to defend the Lord in any of this shit. The Lord can defend himself. He's big enough for it. Hey, yo.
It was filed with the U.S. Department of Justice.
Picks from the farmers market. That's wild.
Paid a bunch of YouTubers, TikTokers, Twitter personalities to run defense for them last year, and they are most likely still doing that today. Imagine losing the internet PR war to 20-year-olds with anime avatars making TikTok edits of Jeffrey Epstein and Agartha. And listen, I know many people
fucking love it, man.
Are tired of everybody blaming Israel for everything. Like, oh, I stubbed my toe this morning, it was Israel. They associate criticism of Israel with people like Hassan Piker or Candace Owens. They are just tired, and I get it. Hopefully I can bring some nuance into this discussion. Not everything is Israel's fault, but when it comes to the Middle East in particular, when it comes to American foreign policy, Israel is extremely relevant. This is a historical fact, and if we are going to be attached to the hip to this country, we should absolutely be allowed to talk about it without a bitch in our ear calling it anti-Semitism. It is 2026. We are done with the thought-terminating buzzwords. We are done with the ists.
Yeah, dude. Yes. I agree. The fucking anti-Semitism, you're racist, you're sexist, you're misogynist, you're this, you're that, you're it's fucking old, man. This stuff doesn't work anymore. It doesn't work to the same levels it did pre-COVID. It's dying off. People don't fucking care anymore. It's just done. It's over. Nobody cares anymore.
And the isms, these don't work anymore. It's not racist to criticize Black Lives Matter. It's not sexist to criticize feminism. Agreed. It is not anti-Semitic to criticize a foreign country.
And that's the thing. It's criticism. It's criticism. It's not anything other than that.
Frankly, in my opinion, the worst thing you can do for Jewish people right now is conflate the nation of Israel with Jewish people as a whole.
Okay, be right back. Let me go see let me go see what's going on. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. I had to give my wife the card so she could go get some coffee. All right, let's see here. Oh, what's up, Urquifa? Good to see you. You are here to queef, and you guys are talking about dad jokes. Sorry, welcome in. I need to make sure I edit that part out of the YouTube video, so I need to set myself a reminder.
What are you doing? Oh, you don't want the world to end in some kind of nuclear holocaust? What are you? An anti-Semite? It's like when there's legislation to give pedophiles the death penalty, and people come out like, this is transphobic. It's like, what do you mean by that? It's good to question mainstream narratives. That's why this entire channel was created in the first place. We are here to criticize the media and the government that has a history of lying to us, especially on topics like this. If you don't think that's totally valid and normal, and you think I'm an anti-Semite for this, well...
Sorry, I'm the jelly stalker. I'm the only internet stalker you are allowed to have. You're right. I'm captivated by the only internet stalker ever.
I have been called racist, sexist, homophobic, transphobic for the past 15 years. Honestly, what is one more to add to the list? When this all initially popped off, one of my first tweets about this was this. Many people were confused as to exactly what I was talking about, so let me explain it simply. There are people in our government right now who believe in a biblical prophecy about Israel. Pete Hegseth.
I was talking about this earlier. I knew that this is gonna go into eschatology. I already fucking knew it. Called it from the beginning.
Lindsey Graham, Mike Pompeo, Ted Cruz, Mike Johnson, Mike Huckabee, and many, many others believe a massive war surrounding the Middle East will bring Jesus Christ back. They want this. To them, this is the good ending. We'll all be saved. Great. Awesome. Unfortunately, many Americans and many people all around the world will die in a giant nuclear war. Not great. Bad, even. This particular religion—
I mean, if we're looking at eschatology, this isn't an indicator that Christ is going to return. Christ even mentions it himself. He says, don't fear those days because that's something that's bound to happen. It's going to happen. That's not the indicator that he is returning. It's a very specific thing.
Is called dispensationalism, a type of evangelical Christianity that became popular in the 20th century. That's right, today we are talking about the EQ. The evangelical question. Evangelicals are one of the largest religious groups in America, and they are a huge, important voter bloc. Important detail to remember. What you have to understand is evangelical Christianity is absolutely fucking obsessed with the end times. This isn't just like an offhand thing that's mentioned in the Bible and they bring up sometimes. No, this is like their whole fucking thing. It's like all their talks, their sermons, their books. Basically, they are extremely horny for the end of the world. And
they honestly are. But yeah, as far as the indicator that Christ is going to return, it talks about the abomination of desolation speaking as of by the prophet from an Old Testament scripture. He says that is the indication. A lot of this other stuff, he says, those aren't, not even in those moments, not even in those times.
many of those people are in the president's ear right now.
Strike and 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 strike. For angels are being released right now. Angels are being dispatched.
Fucking I don't like. Yeah, I have nothing nice to say. I'm not gonna say anything.
Right now.
Man, y'all make us look bad, bro. Y'all just make us look bad. Can you shut the fuck up, please?
That schizo is Paula White Cain, Trump's current spiritual advisor. Like most evangelicals, she considers Israel her spiritual home, thinks Christians should be mandated to go to Israel in order
from a sorry, you can't have that hot of a take. People ain't gonna like it. Also, from a biblical standpoint, she shouldn't even be preaching. Well, that the complementarianism versus egalitarianistic like views. They'll say that for a different video.
to go to heaven, and believes that backing Israel is a biblical mandate. Now, what the f am I talking about? What do these people mean by biblical mandate? Well, thanks to the Scofield Bible, a version of the Bible that placed little like notes next to everything that explained the biblical text, evangelicals believe it is their duty to protect Israel. You're probably thinking like,
yeah,
okay,
that's
so
exactly what I
like,
was talking about earlier. They feel like it's our duty to protect them. Israel was more about the person, not the actual land, etc. It's a little ridiculous. I feel like the end times people are just some of the moral lefties. They don't want to do the right things because they are right. They do it to prove that they're right. Yeah, that's fair. That's a fair point. And you got some church people who want the end to come just so they can scream, "I am right and you are all wrong." Yeah, and it should more be a posturing of we want that time to come to pass so we can show how great things are. Not that we're going to be right, but yeah, a lot of people do it out of pride and foolishness.
we have overlapping interests with Israel. Who cares if these evangelicals want to protect Israel, right? Well, there's a little more to it. Basically, the evangelical dispensationalist belief goes like this. Step 1. The Jewish people return to the land of Israel. Step 2. Israel becomes the main character in a massive war. Step 3. Global destruction called the tribulation occurs. Step 4. Armageddon happens. And step 5. Jesus Christ returns.
No, they're not making the TikTok thirst traps about the second coming. Oh, that's some bullshit. Jesus.
Behold, The fruits of Martin Luther. To get my biases out of the way a little bit,
Yeah,
I
the
was
cringe.
born and raised Catholic. Baptized, communion, confirmation, catechism class for years, all that stuff. I stopped caring for a while. I had like a edgy atheist stage as a teenager. Then I was agnostic for a while, and then in 2020, when I moved back home during COVID, I returned to Catholicism. Needless to say, I am comfortable with identifying as Catholic again today.
Well, I'm sorry, Shoe, that you're just wrong. Okay, I'm sorry that your theology is just lacking, that you're Catholic. I'm sorry. I'm gonna roast on the Catholics. I'm gonna roast on y'all as much as I can. I think it's funny.
I don't talk about this because it's not relevant, but it's relevant here. I have many Protestant friends, a few are evangelical. This isn't to like hate on them, even though I'm gonna be making jokes, but it's just to shine a light on a heavy bias some people in power may have towards the Middle East. If a bunch of Catholics were in power pushing for us to go to war for the Vatican or something, that would also be a conversation worth having. But that is not happening right now. And if you're wondering why Ted Cruz suddenly out of nowhere is sharing like 10,000 word AI slop Twitter essays about how Catholics are parasites, it's because he's butthurt that Catholics don't believe in the same doomsday prophecy about Israel as him and other evangelicals do.
Yeah, well, talk to me about the filioque, because we know the filioque. Everybody know the filioque. And the way that you guys view the filioque, bullshit. We know. Get him out of here. Everybody boo the Catholics. Boo the Catholics right now. It's crazy.
Catholics are not religiously obligated to support Israel. Same with Orthodox and honestly, most branches of Christianity. Evangelical Protestants, on the other hand, don't know how to fucking read and think the modern state...
They don't know how to read. They also let the other people kind of read for them. And pulpits around America have turned into political pulpits. They've turned into these like political cesspools, basically shouting politics
of Israel
politically
is the
captured,
same
like
Israel
everything
mentioned in the Bible. This would be like the fry cook at McDonald's being named Jesus and you falling to your knees and worshiping him as the savior and then blowing up the world for him.
I came into Congress 13 years ago with the stated intention of being the leading defender of Israel in the United States Senate. And I've worked every day to do that. Growing up in Sunday school, I was taught from the Bible, those who bless Israel will be blessed, and those who curse Israel will be cursed. Where does my support for Israel come from? Number one, because biblically...
Yeah, okay. I hear your point, Mr. Ted Cruz, Zodiac Killer. I hear your point. But just answer me this. Is by what you're doing right now, is that truly blessing them? Or are you inadvertently cursing them? Because it seems like the world doesn't really like Israel all that much right now. So it seems like what we're trying to do to bless them by posturing ourselves to bless them might actually be doing the opposite of what you think. So let's just, people, they think in objective morality here, and they think it's just so fucking ridiculous. Dude, here's the thing. We often think that we're virtuous and that our morals are up there with God's, but in my sense, in my mind, we're all depraved and we don't understand what good or evil is. And the only way that we can even comprehend what good is because it came from him. And here's another thing. Here's another fun story where we think that we're doing good, but we might actually be doing more harm than good. And I think this is one of those cases here. So I remember one day we were on the way to a different town. We were going up a highway and we saw a dog that was running on the side of the road. And for me, I usually see it. I'm like, okay, well, I'm just going to ignore it. The dog seems to know where he's going. And my wife was all up in arms. She's like, we need to stop and we need to save this dog right now. And I didn't want to get involved. It's like, well, we should call a professional to deal with it and we should not really worry about it. Well, we pulled over because my wife was really insistent. And by approaching this dog almost ran directly out into traffic, a very busy highway. So our intervention of what we thought was us being morally right and good almost led to this dog just being completely pulverized by a car. And, think about it. But what we were doing, what we thought was good, could have ended in this dog dying. And also think if it was a family if it was a family car, they had a bunch of kids in the car and their mom or dad just completely just wrecked a dog on the side of the highway. probably really traumatizing for the kids as well. So we can think that we're doing something that's objectively morally good, and we might be participating in something that might not be, or we might be participating in something that's going to affect people more down the road. So that's the thing. Bless Israel. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know if you're cursing them. You don't know if you're blessing them. You just don't know. So in points like this, we just should probably shut the fuck up. You know, that's my point.
We're commanded to support Israel. But number two,
hold on.
So you choose to sacrifice the one to protect the many. In this case, as far as Jesus, yes, we sacrifice the one to protect many. And actually, we don't even sacrifice. It wasn't even a sacrifice because he voluntarily did that. Joking. Fair. Not everyone needs to be saved. Honestly, I struggled with that when I was younger. And the thing is, we can trust in the Lord's doing here. He knows what he's doing. He's the one that can honestly, earnestly save. So it's just, we cannot trust in our power to do anything that we think is objectively good. That's my thing. Like, placing it in our power is a very prideful thing to state, you know? And to me, at least, it's just to say that I know what is morally good. There are some things that, yes, I feel like humans, we can understand is good. But things on a worldly, like a worldwide scale, dude, that's so hard. That is so fucking hard.
No, hold on. You're a senator, and now you're throwing out theology, and I am a Christian, and I am allowed to weigh in on this. We are commanded as Christians to support the government of Israel?
We are commanded to support Israel.
To think all of this could have been avoided if we simply named Israel Sand, New Jersey. Dispensationalists take the Bible extremely literally. They're basically like the autism of Christianity, which is why so many Protestant evangelicals in our government are Zionists. Now, let's discuss the word Zionist, because I know that word like makes some of you cringe, and I don't blame you, because it's kind of just like thrown around so haphazardly today. It basically means nothing anymore. There are Zionists of all races and religions. Not all Jewish people are Zionists. Not all Zionists are Jewish. Most Zionists in our government are not Jewish.
This is something I didn't know. I didn't know it was, ethnocultural nationalist movement. Okay.
So don't let them ever guilt trip you into thinking you're anti-Semitic for criticizing people like Ted Cruz. Also, it's not anti-Semitic to criticize the Jewish people in our government either. Like Randy Fine, bro is a freak.
To offer criticism is not racist, sexist, homophobic. Criticism is different. Now, if we are creating whole movements to eradicate people and to systematically kill them, yeah, that might be a little bit bad. This criticism is looking at things objectively and providing feedback. I don't understand how that's turned into it's an ism or an ist.
There is a reason the first time I shook Netanyahu.
Yeah, no. If you don't like me, you're a Nazi. That's how it works. Yeah.
Hand, I did not wash it until I could touch the heads of my children.
What the fuck, Randy? Randy, that's disgusting. That's disgusting, Randy. That's not Randy. What the fuck? Oh, he totally got ratioed on this one too. He got ratioed.
What the fuck? Anyway, contrary to popular belief, Zionism does not mean when you like passively support Israel as like a good ally to have in the Middle East. That is not what being a Zionist is. It's like a whole ideology. It's like a movement. Now, one of the major characters who believes in this like doomsday lore anime.
I like the hair. Nice. And it's cold enough for that. Cool.
Yeah, I put on shorts and a tank top and I was like, oh, hold on.
Yeah, no, it's freezing out there.
Hi.
Hello. All right.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Is Lindsey Graham. If you
the stripper I ordered you has arrived. Yeah, she did.
Ew.
You don't know who Lindsey Graham is, you've probably seen him on Fox News a few times. He's been on like every single night the past 3 weeks. To make it short, he is the senator of South Carolina, and he is
we know him. I don't want to dox myself, but we know him far too well around these parts.
Notorious neocon war hawk. He has never met a war he didn't like. He is basically the real-life version of the Holden Blood Feast meme. That is Lindsey Graham. So Lindsey, girl's name by the way, believes that defending Israel is God's will and has said things like,
if America pulls the plug on Israel, God will pull the plug on us.
And I wouldn't blame anybody if they assumed he was the senator of Tel Aviv and not the senator of South Carolina. When his own state was hit with a massive hurricane, bro said this.
God bless you, but look, you know, I've been going all over South Carolina like most people. I hadn't slept much. But look what's going on in Israel. They're running out of ammunition in Israel. We have to help our friends.
The man
he can't stop. And he's been like this the entire time that I've known about this guy. He hasn't changed. He's been the same old man. At least give him some props for consistency, I'm telling you.
Even outright says he would support a foreign country over the citizens of America.
All the anti-Semites to all the isolationists, I don't believe. Forget it. I'm not with you. I'm with Israel. I will be with Israel to our dying day.
The anti-Semites and the isolationists? The isolation, saying you aren't with Americans and are with a foreign country is so fucking insane for a United States politician to—
Yeah, it is a little bit weird to say because you're supposed to be supporting the vested interest of your actual people over here, not some. That's not. Yeah. Guys, we can kind of understand why we don't like that here.
Say, how is this guy still in office? This is like borderline treasonous.
Israel and the United States, you just wait to see what comes in the next 2 weeks.
The next 2 weeks, meaning what?
God, he's one of those people that would completely patronize you and be like, darling, bless your heart. Darling, bless your heart. Look out of here.
We're going to blow the hell out of these people.
I'm sorry. We're gonna what? It's not war if the balls don't touch. Okay, so Lindsey Graham and Ted Cruz are weird, American last freaks who believe this doomsday shit, but like, who cares, right? There's a bunch of those guys, like, who gives a fuck what they believe? Well, here's the issue. Ted Cruz and Lindsey Graham might be the little birdies in Trump's ear pushing us to do this war.
I urged the president to launch this attack. As you noted, I was with him pretty much the entire day on Friday before the attack launched on Saturday. Pretty much the whole time he was asking me what I thought we should do on Iran.
And Lindsey Graham apparently had direct contact with Netanyahu. To help make the case on Iran, Graham traveled several times to Israel in recent weeks, meeting with members of the country's intelligence agency. They'll tell me things our own government won't tell me, he said. He spoke with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, coaching him on how to lobby the president for action. Netanyahu showed the president intelligence that persuaded Trump to go ahead, Graham said. Ah yes, Netanyahu, someone we should definitely listen to when it comes to this subject.
There is no question whatsoever that Saddam is seeking and is working and is advancing towards the development of nuclear weapons. No question whatsoever.
No question whatsoever.
On one hand, it's okay. For one, I'm not really standing in agreement. I'm just trying to look at things through a neutral lens here. On one hand, I get the hustle. I get the hustle that Benny Netanyahu is going through. I mean, it's his vested interest. It's his country that has been bombarded by these other countries in the Middle East. He's getting, there's attacks on his country quite often, attacks on his people quite often. So it's like, I get the hustle here. You know, he's like, hey, guys, we got to do something. This is some bullshit. Like, if it were my house, I'd be doing whatever I could to make sure they ain't gonna grief my TC, like in Rust. I'm just saying. I get the hustle.
It's crazy how I literally warned about this happened. Like months ago, I literally warned the administration, keep away from Lindsey Graham. Trump, listen to me. Wait, Trump doesn't watch this shit. Vance, listen to me. Get people like Lindsey Graham far away from anyone in power right now. This little Venezuela stunt was cute, but we are not touching any other countries. We are not touching the Middle East, especially. No more Middle East. We all have Middle East fatigue. I just need to say, I don't like being correct about this stuff. I would rather be wrong. I would love nothing more than to be f***ing wrong about everything. If we don't put boots on the ground, if we don't create a new forever war, that would be the best thing ever. You can come back to this video and say, na boo boo, you were wrong. And I would be like, hell yeah. Fantastic. That would be wonderful. I will personally write a handwritten letter apologizing to Cat Turd for not trusting the plan. I don't know what the f is gonna happen. All I know is I saw a commercial for the military with white men in it. So Not a good sign. And right now, as I am making this video, our good friend Lindsey Graham is talking about putting boots on the ground.
Here's what I tell President Trump. Keep it up for a few more weeks. Take Carg Island, where all of the resources they have to produce oil. Control that island. Let this regime die on a vine.
Is this
Linda, Daddy Bill, running for office, 2020, whatever. I don't fucking know anymore. Let's go.
going to, though, take Carg Island? Is it going to involve U.S. troops on the ground?
We did Iwo Jima. We can do this.
We did Iwo Jima, we can do this. What the f***? For those unaware, Iwo Jima was one of the most brutal battles of World War II. About as many Americans died in that battle than all of the Iraq and Afghanistan war combined. This guy's a f***ing freak, dude. Also, who the f*** is we? We? You enlisting Lindsey Graham?
It had nothing to do with it, man. Yeah, the we implication as well.
But we have the best chance in 2,000 years when Iran is neutralized.
I'm sorry, I thought this war started in 1979, when the Iranian Revolution overthrew the puppet government we installed in the 1950s. But I guess I was wrong. This war actually started 2,000 years ago. That's right, it's not about weapons of mass destruction. It's not about bringing democracy to Iran. Turns out we're fighting an ancient desert war. Exactly what MAGA voted for. Another factor that is relevant to these warmongers banging on the war drum is, of course, money. Ted Cruz and Lindsey Graham receive a ton of money from AIPAC. Many politicians in our government are paid by AIPAC, Democrat and Republican, which is why you probably don't see a ton of anti-Iran war stuff coming from even the Democrats.
Oh, is that what the AIPAC is? Anti-Iran? Something, whatever the fuck.
When they would usually jump on literally anything to make Orange Man look bad. The only thing Democrats and Republicans can agree on is protecting pedophiles and war. Great. AIPAC stands for the American Israel Public...
Oh, and I thought it was anti. American Israel Public Affairs Committee. Committee.
Affairs Committee. Now, you might sometimes see people bring up like AIPAC money, like, oh, this guy takes AIPAC money. And maybe some of you don't really understand like why that's a big deal. So I'm going to explain it in a nuanced way you can hopefully understand. The reason why people don't like big money being involved in politics in general is because it can literally purchase the way a politician will govern. For example, if a billionaire CEO of a health insurance company donates to a politician, you can bet that politician is probably not going to advocate for things like socialized healthcare or anything like that.
Of course. Yeah, and this is we've been captured by that. This is just how governments now work, and it seems to be every government. That doesn't seem to be exclusive to the U.S. It seems to be every single fucking government there is. Maybe besides Canada, but it's fucking Canada, you know. Fishback said Florida alone gives Israel $350 million a year. Yeah, Fishback, wild, bro. Jesus, Fishback, what a name. You remember that one.
It takes a lot of money from something like AIPAC. That is a sign they will probably have a heavy bias toward war in the Middle East. True. That's why people prefer when a candidate only takes like small donations from voters. There's no corporations, billionaires, or foreign governments pulling the strings there. Like how I take money from you, the people. I am funded directly by Big Simp. Some politicians...
Big Simp! Nice.
...get paid a lot by AIPAC, and some politicians sell out for the price of a Big Mac and fries. Yikes. Weird fact, one of the top donors to AIPAC was actually the creator of OnlyFans who died recently. He gave like millions of...
What the fuck? What is everything of a topic? What the fuck, guys? What the fuck? So it's like I see the anti-Israel shit, and I'm just like, do you blame him now? I can't, Roush. I don't know. I think you get it. It's man, it just doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. It doesn't, guys. It fucking doesn't.
Dollars to AIPAC. And AIPAC gives millions of dollars to the people in Congress. So in a weird way, our government was partially funded by OnlyFans whores. Checks out. But you gotta understand, a lot of these guys would do it for free. Hypothetical. One country must no longer exist. A, the United States. B, Israel. Choose. Read Revelations and report back. When people talk about the...
They say Revelations, and I already know that it's revelation of Jesus Christ, not revelations. The fuck, man. I can't with these people.
Separation of church and state. This is the shit they're talking about. What the f? Like, what do you mean there's an American politician saying he would rather the nation he allegedly serves be destroyed over evangelical Wakanda? Get this guy out of here. I actually responded to this guy, and we had a little Twitter fight, and he just told me to read the Bible. There are people...
If you're calling it revelations, then it already shows me how much reverence you have for the actual scripture itself, whatever. It's not what the fuck it's called. Out of here with that.
In charge of our country right now who believe we have to go to war for a biblical prophecy. That is a giant, major conflict of interest. We need to be asking people like Ted Cruz and Lindsey Graham, Mike Huckabee, Mike Johnson. We need to be asking all these evangelicals.
Yeah. We do not, and this is my view. Maybe I'm wrong. We do not have to force conflict to contrive a situation for the Lord's return. We as people don't have to do that. You know why? Because he said he's coming back, and if what he says is true, which we have a lot of evidence saying that what he says is true, he's going to come back regardless if we contrive the situation or not. It's just naturally going to happen. Hot take? I don't think so. I think that's a pretty normal take. We don't have to contrive the situation at all.
In office,
it's not contingent on us because he is greater than us.
Same exact question. Also, I just checked how much this guy gets paid from AIPAC, and what?
Vested interest much. Bacon, bringing home the bacon.
Okay, so here's where it gets schizophrenic as f. While I am telling you this, please keep in mind, I don't believe this. This is what they believe. Because as I was writing this, I felt like a crazy person. With the evangelical doomsday lore, there is something called the Third Temple. In Judaism, there were two temples.
Yeah.
There was the first temple built around 10th century BC, and the second temple rebuilt around the exile. And the third...
Isn't the third temple us? Isn't the third temple his followers? Is that what she's talking about? Or am I just schizo posting here? Pretty sure we're the third temple. I believe. I might be wrong.
Temple is this idea that a new Jewish temple will be built on the Temple Mount in Jerusalem to help usher in end times. Also, interesting side note here. Jewish people, especially Orthodox Chabad Jews, who are basically like the evangelicals of Judaism, believe building this temple will not bring on the end times, but the Messianic Age, otherwise known as the Golden Age, where everyone...
Golden Age. So what I've gathered is this entire video is nonfiction and is giving a wonderful breakdown of U.S. politics as well as geopolitics. But anyone else realize that she's just reiterating the entire story plot line of Final Fantasy VII? As long as it's not the remake. The remake's complete garbage. I don't know why they had to do that to my boy so much. But the original 7, yeah.
Will live under no-hide laws where the concept of worshiping Jesus would basically be illegal. Meanwhile, the evangelical end times, the Jews will convert to Christianity. So Christians and Jews are both looking to build this thing for very different reasons.
Yeah, and they're completely, they don't mesh well together, especially the Orthodox. For the love, you're a hater due to nostalgia. No, it's objectively worse. It is just objectively worse. Dude, I tried. Both can be great at the same time. You know, I tried, but the amount of, I don't know. The reason why I think a lot of us loved the original 7, and this is a complete tangent to the video. The reason why I think a lot of us loved the original 7 was the maturity level that I had for video games at the time. Because a lot of video games were completely, they were completely targeted for little baby kids, you know, and it just seems like the Super Mario era. And this is what broke us out of that era to like, oh man, they're saying curse words. And this is like, it had mature theme to it. It had a mature storyline. The characters were more mature as far as what they say. Dude, they're Schrodinger's cat dog. Yeah. It just, I don't like the new one. All right. Anyhow, talking about the fucking, They're
complement each other at
Israel's
all,
doing
yet
shit
they are
again.
both working together to do it, and both think they will be right in the end. Pete Hegseth, our Secretary of War, has openly talked about rebuilding the Third Temple.
And there's no reason why the miracle of the reestablishment of...
I'm pretty sure that the Third Temple is supposed to be his people. I might still be wrong, but that's what I'm gathering. The Third Temple is us.
The temple on the Temple Mount is not possible.
Man, we just want affordable homes.
I'm getting one-chatted by I'm getting random chatter I'm fucking, the whole thing's turning into a Final Fantasy VII debate now. No, I'm just kidding.
Homes and groceries. What is this shit? And Pete Hegseth, according to the president, is apparently the guy who does not want the war to end.
I said, Pete and General Raising Cane, I think this thing's going to be settled very soon. Here they go.
Isn't Raising Cane a combo at the chicken place?
Oh, that's too bad. Pete didn't want it to be settled.
So, what is so bad about rebuilding this temple? If none of this is true, like, who gives a shit? Like, freedom of religion. Well, here's the issue. If the goal is to trigger a massive war in order to get Jesus to return, they will do shit to make that happen. They will want to destroy and destabilize the Middle East. And
I think I was just enjoying the similarities to a very fictional story. I know, right? It just, life imitates art and vice versa. Art imitates life.
they will use your sons and daughters to do it for them.
I go back to South Carolina. I'm asking them to send their sons and daughters over to the Mideast.
Wow.
That's a fucking claim. Jesus. What the fuck, man? Yeah, that doesn't look good. That doesn't sound good. I don't think that's good.
The childless warmonger with no stake
Let's
in
hear
the
that
future.
again.
Their sons.
Let's hear that shit again, chat.
I go back to South Carolina. I'm asking them to send their sons and daughters over to the Mideast.
Wow, the childless warmonger with no stake in the future and moles on his ass wants our children to go fight and die in another pointless war? That last thing is true.
Yeah, you don't have kids, do you?
True, by the way, about the moles. Look it up. Actually, don't. You'll regret it. Don't. Also, the area they want to build this temple thing on already has like a big mosque on it called the Al-Aqsa Mosque. I don't know how to fucking say that. And destroying this site would have like devastating consequences for the Middle East and for us. Not that they care. Just keep an eye out if that Al-Aqsa Mosque gets conveniently destroyed by a rogue Iranian missile or something in the upcoming days of this war. So yes, it is a holy war. We are being non-consensually dragged into a holy war by 3 different sets of desert people, just as I started to get my life together. Now here is the important question. Could all this doomsday talk these politicians are saying out loud just be religious pandering to the massive evangelical population that votes for the GOP to get them to vote for a war that is ultimately about, you know, like land and weapons and territory or whatever the Yes, absolutely yes. It could all be bullshit. They might not actually believe it. I mean, a bunch of politicians, like, they're going to islands and like rape kids. You think these people believe in God? But remember, like I said, many do. Sometimes people really do believe in things and they will kill and die for them. Or, you know, make you go kill and die for them. I know
That's
it's
true.
hard.
And I think that's important, that it's important to at least state their beliefs in this. Of course, if we look at the functions of their behavior, then their beliefs in this could definitely directly influence that behavior. But still, it's messy because it's stating that we can do something to contrive the second coming of Christ. That's extremely, if you're a believer, then I think you could see how that's extremely prideful and foolish to think that we have any hand in it.
For people to understand this, they understand it perfectly well when it comes to radical Islam, when Muslims will like blow themselves up for Allah or whatever the Yet when it comes
looks like
to
we're doing
other
the same fucking thing. It looks like we're doing the same thing.
religions, like, they can't really comprehend it. Just because you don't believe in something doesn't mean the people who do won't do crazy shit. Like, because they believe in something. U.S. commanders across more than 30 military bases told troops the Iran war was part of God's plan and linked it to Armageddon. A commander said Trump was anointed
God's plan, wasn't that a Drake song?
by Jesus to light the signal fire in Iran to cause Armageddon.
Okay, here's another thing, chat. Another good one. In the South, in the Bible Belt, I'm just gonna say it. I'm just gonna say the word. I'm just gonna say it. God damn. People hear that and they think that's using the Lord's name in vain. They think that's using the Lord's name in vain. You should. I remember one time, one of my friends growing up, yo man, holy shit. I would say like, fuck, Jesus Christ. And he'd be like, stop saying the Lord. He would get fucking, I mean, he would get shooketh that I would say that. This right here is an example of what using the Lord's name in vain looks like. Just Trump was anointed by Jesus to light the signal fire in Iran to cause Armageddon. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me just say, maybe I'm wrong. However, if this is false, this is using the Lord's name in vain. That's exactly the reason why it's so stated to not use the Lord's name in vain. Because now I'm sitting here having to say, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the Lord said that. I don't know. Saying GD, goddamn, Jesus Christ is not using the Lord's name in vain. This is an example of it. So if you're watching and you don't know what that is, there's a fine print example of what that looks like. It's like saying, sister, I'm telling you right now, not actual sister, but like sister in Christ. The Lord's telling me that I need to leave my wife and that we were going to be together. That's using the Lord's name in vain. Just Satan. Just stating facts here. That's what that looks like.
Military Religious Freedom Foundation says it has received
biblically sanctioned. That's using, I don't want to be on the other end of having to, because he's going to have to answer for that when you meet the Lord. You'll have to answer for things like that. All right? He's going to bring him up. To think that he's not just, he might, I don't know. Okay, he has more power than I. He would run things differently. He can do it however he wants. But still, I don't want the chance of having to answer for the, you see what I'm saying, chat? You get it, whatever. I'm fucking,
over 110 similar complaints describing the war as biblically sanctioned and a sign of the Christian end times. So here's the question. Does Trump believe in this? No.
I don't think he does.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so.
The people around him do, and they talk about it all the time. And after Trump was like a millimeter away from being...
And why would he do it if he doesn't believe in it? It's because he knows what audience he has. He knows the audience that he has, and he's going to continue to kind of fish and continue pulling people out of that audience there, you know. He's going, and I'm not left leaning, I'm not right leaning, I'm more centrist, you know. I try to have, he knows the audience that he has. And just like Sabrina in the last video, you know the audience, baby. You go out there, you farm them, you always stay farming. ASF, you always stay farming. You're farming. That's what's going on here. He's just fucking farming, bro.
Brutally and horrifically assassinated on live TV. Probably not good or healthy that he has people like Mike Huckabee in his ear, the United States ambassador to Israel, saying this in regards to bombing Iran. Mr. President, God spared you in Butler, Pennsylvania to be the most consequential president in a century, maybe ever. The decision on your shoulders, I would not want to be made by anyone else. You have many voices speaking to you, sir. But there is only one voice that matters. His voice. I am your appointed servant.
Does Trump even know what his voice is? His in all caps. Does he even know what that is?
This land, and I am available for you. But I do not try to get in your presence often because I trust your instincts. No president in my lifetime has been in a position like yours. Not since Truman in 1945. I don't reach out to persuade you, only to encourage you. I believe you will hear from heaven, and that voice is far more important than mine or anyone else's. You sent me to Israel to be your eyes, ears, and voice.
And here's the thing. Here's the thing. Is what he's saying is partially true. That voice is far more important than mine or anyone else's. That's true. If we're actually hearing from the Lord. What if the world, here's my thing. Are they so politically captured, or are they so politically motivated that, what if Trump did come out tomorrow and said, you know what, guys, this is bad. We can't do this. We can't do this. I've been met by the Lord in a burning bush, and he told me, no, I need to back down. Cocksucker number one, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, that was a little bit of double twist action on this text. But yeah, here's the thing. Like, what if tomorrow he would be like, you know what? I did hear from the Lord, and he said, this was probably a terrible idea. We're backing out now. This side, I don't think this side would trust it. I don't, because they already have this idea that they need to destroy, they need to do all this other shit. I don't see them backing down. as far as their beliefs. Now, if they're true Christians, and then they would trust that, and they would be like, all right, cool. You know what? Completely our bad. Sorry, Lord, for doing the fucked up things. I don't see that happening with this. I don't.
Make sure our flag flies above our embassy. My job is to be the last one to leave. I will not abandon this post. Our flag will not come down.
Oh,
you did not
God.
seek this moment. This moment sought you. It is my honor to serve you.
Dude, yeah, you can't. I don't think you can call yourself Christian and hold. I just. Ugh.
Mike Huckabee. Not since Truman in 1945. What did he mean by this, chat?
Yeah.
In conclusion, evangelical Wakanda is an interesting aspect to all of this to consider. It might not be the only cause of the war. I don't think it is. I think there's many different reasons. But I think it is pretty important to consider the fact that there are people in power right now who are very close to the President of the United States who may be a teeny itsy bitsy bit biased when it comes to war in the Middle East.
A little bit too much zeal.
Draft Lindsey Graham. That is all. Thank you for your attention to this matter. If you guys want a completely uncensored version of this video with no bleeps, donate to my Patreon, link down below. All Patreons get a raw version of each video a day before. Become a member of Big Simp today. Also, big shout out to Ground News again for sponsoring this video. It was hard to get a sponsor for this.
Shoe0nHead video. I like some Shoe0nHead. I like Shoe0nHead because she will have claims and takes that upset both sides. And I think that's important in life. Nice. Shoe0nHead video.